Okay, pre-algebra. We are chapter 1, section 3, looking at properties. And my pen's keeping up. Okay. Let's have 1-3. Okay. First property we want to take a look at is the commutative. The commutative property, not the commutative property, but the commutative property. It says, and it's for addition and multiplication, if I have an order of 2 plus 7, the commutative property says that that's going to be the same as 7 plus 2. Again, just works in multiplication and division, or excuse me, multiplication and addition. For example, if I take the same two numbers and I multiply them, it's going to be the same even if I change the order. So when I add them, I still get 9 on both sides. When I multiply them, I still get 14. So that takes care of the commutative property. We also have what's called the associative property. The associative property. An example of this is if I group different numbers, let's say, let's stick with my 2s and 7s, but I'm going to throw in another one. Now, watch what I'm going to do here. If I group these together, let's say I group the 2 and the 7 together, but on the other side, I group the 7 and the 1 together. Does it change the value? 2 and 7 is going to give me 9. 9 plus 1 is going to give me 10. Over on the other side, if I take 7 plus 1, because I do parentheses first, that gives me 8. 8 plus 2 gives me 10. So I still come up with the same answer. So that's the associative property. Now let's look at some identity properties. When you think of identity, what do you think of? You know, you have your own personal identity, your friends have their identity. It's what makes you, you. So in this case, let's start with addition. I'm just going to put addition right here. And let's start with the number 7. What can I add to 7 to keep it 7, to keep its identity? What number can I add to it? So the addition identity is 0. Anything plus 0 will equal itself. How about when we multiply? What can I multiply 7 by to make it keep its identity at 7? Would it be 0, just like addition? Well, 7 times 0 is going to give me 0, so that's not going to help. My multiplicative identity is always going to be 1. Any number times 1 will equal itself. And then there's the multiplicative property. I'm going to add this under here, which is the letter A. That's a horrible letter A. Let's do a little bit better on that one. Well, the board is off. That could be why. Okay. So I have the multiplicative property of zeros. which simply means what can I multiply my number by to make it 0? And as we discussed just a second ago, anything times 0 is 0. So that would be the multiplicative property of zeros. Okay, some problems you might see tonight, well, let's see, this is Friday, so you might see them on, yikes, board's going a little crazy. Let's go back one more. There we go. Something that you might see on the classwork, maybe if I have, well, let's even throw a variable in there. You might see a problem like that, and they're going to ask you, which property are we looking at? So in this case, we're going to go back to our property list, and we're going to look which one tells us that it's the same on both sides, but it's switched the order when we have addition. That's going to be our addition commutative property. Okay. This is going to be commutative. I want to make sure I spell that right. Spell that correctly. All right. Hope you enjoy. We'll do some classwork on this on Monday morning. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.